Welcome to the OT tip of the month. This month, we're diving into one of our hidden senses, the vestibular system. As you can see from this picture, the vestibular system is located in our inner ear. It's a fluid filled system that anytime our head changes position, whether it's side to side, up and down, spinning, inverted, our vestibular system is activated and it provides information to our brain about where we are in space, that spatial orientation. It also helps us with balance and is really foundational for eye movement control. So it's an important system that when it isn't working optimally can really cause some challenges for our students in the classroom. So, just a reminder that with any of our sensory systems, we can over respond, under respond, or have difficulty discriminating how we're feeling. So, kids that are over responding to movement tend to be really fearful when moving or when their feet leave the ground. So, as a result, they're really going to avoid playground equipment. They're going to avoid certain activities in recess or PE. They can also have difficulty navigating a busy environment like a cafeteria. I would say our most common challenge that we hear from teachers is this kid is constantly moving, right? And those kids that are in motion, walking around the classroom, they're rocking, oftentimes they're seeking movement information to help themselves feel more calm and regulated. It's pretty common that we'll see that with students that are over responding to information in other sensory systems. It can be that flight response, that fight, flight, fright response, that over responsivity can present itself as being in constant motion. So that's probably one of the most common challenges that we hear teachers talk with us about. Some other areas that are, less frequent occurrences are kids that are under responding to vestibular information. With that, we can see that they sometimes are slow to respond to directions. They kind of have poor inner drive. They don't explore environments as much as other students because they just aren't getting that same information to their movement system. And then if a student is having any difficulty with discriminating what they're feeling, they sometimes have difficulty recognizing when they're falling and not being able to react in time. And so these can be the kiddos that are falling out of their chairs. As I mentioned, the two most common movement system challenges are those kids that are over responding or in constant motion for a variety of reasons. And so these are the strategies that we want to talk about just for time purposes today. Those kids that are over responding to movement, they really need to feel safe and secure in movement. And the way that you can do that is have really predictable and consistent routines for when you're doing movement breaks or movement in the classroom. So, consistency with timing, you're always doing it at the beginning of morning meeting, or you're always doing it as a break before English to math. And then, what types of movement are you doing? Are you using the same videos? Are you doing kind of the same sequence of movement, muscle work, and breathing? What does that movement routine look like? As much as it can be consistent and predictable, that can really help these students. And then with those kiddos that are a constant motion, think about how can we embed more movement into their day that is something that naturally occurs, like a classroom job. So thinking about students that are, how can they move about the classroom and be helpful? Can they pass out papers? Can they pass out books? Pass out other supplies to students for an activity that's happening? And then also thinking about what are some classroom jobs that require more muscle work, more heavy work? The more that we can pair muscle work with movement, the more calm and organized those students are going to feel. So thinking about stacking chairs at the end of the day or unstacking chairs at the beginning of the day, moving furniture, wiping off tables, maybe it's taking out the trash from your classroom. Just think about the jobs that you already have assigned and think about what uses a lot of muscle work that maybe could be assigned to those students. I know teachers often have all jobs that rotate, but again, maybe be thoughtful about, hey gosh, this one particular job with wiping off the tables is always going to be for this kiddo that needs more muscle work and movement during their day. So I hope you learned a little bit more about the vestibular system, that movement system that's located in our inner ear, and have some ideas to take back if you're seeing some of these challenges with students in your classroom. Thank you.